Well, good evening, everybody, and thank you for joining us. This evening, we have Nuno Guar from Zemits, who's going to be talking to us about the benefits of skin analysis. My name's Maria Rylett-Bird, and I'm a member of the Skin Professionals UK. Now, before we start, we just want to give you a little bit of background to Nuno himself. So Nuno is Head of Education at Zemits UK, and Zemits offer user-friendly devices at competitive prices. But Nuno is also a therapist himself, so he's well placed to understand the industry, and he's dedicated to his students' success. Now, during the course of this evening, if you have any questions, if you want to add them in to the comments, and we'll come back to those once the presentation is finished. Anyway, hello, welcome Nuno.
Hello, everyone, and hello, Maria. Thank you so much for inviting me for this webinar, and it's an honor to be in this group, as well as to be surrounded by amazing skin professionals.
Wonderful. I believe you've got a presentation for us.
Yes, so let's see if technology...
Yeah, let's see if technology works. And wonderful.
Oh.
Looking good.
Fantastic. So thank you, everyone. I hope everyone can hear us. I'm just going to move that a little bit out of the way so we have a bit more room. And here we go. Let's kickstart. So today I'm going to be sharing with you some benefits of skin analysis. What can it do for your clinic and what it can do for your clients? So on today's agenda, we have a little bit about me, a little bit about Zemits, a little bit about the skincare history, what's the differences between a visual consultation using a wood lamp as well as a skin analyzer, what lies beneath the skin when we actually are doing a skin consultation, and why skin analysis is so important and it's so good. How does the Zemits skin analysis support the quality of services and support the clinic growth? And how to get in touch with us? Well, without further ado, let's delve into today. So a little bit about me. I had a career change back in 2013. I did go back to starting everything from scratch, and I did go and retrained through iTech into beauty level 2 and level 3. I also did advanced massage, oncology treatments, as well as advanced skin treatments, my teacher training and assessors, etc. So I have worked in the industry throughout these years in various spas, some exclusive, others more your everyday. I'm an owner of a successful business too, and so I specialize in advanced skin treatments. I do use oncology treatments, Reiki energy healing, as well as I do provide therapeutic massage, as well as body sculpting treatments. Right in the middle of the pandemic, Zemits UK arrived in the UK and I was invited to join. And since then, I lead the department that supports professionals, inspires them and nurtures them into using technology to the best advantage. So it's all about what Zemits offers as a company, but as well as how we support the client when they are utilizing the machines. So through my career change, I have been inspired by my tutors to be an active learner and always immersing myself into medical journals, reading, learning all about the scientific proofing that is done through effective treatments. And I pass this on to all my students to inspire them and nurture them into being the best professional that they can be, as well as also advancing in their professional development. A little bit about Zemits. So Zemits was born in California in the USA back in 2010. And in the last decades, we have become a fast-growing, reputable international company. We retail devices worldwide, and we provide this to all clients. The UK division arrived back in 2020. Right in the middle of the pandemic, and design and practicality is really what is at the core at Zemits as a brand. Our mission statement. So we are all about simplicity and clients achieving a goal, and as well as having a long-term profit. So we do strive to be the best that we can be, supporting and training clients to succeed in their businesses, as well as using our professional equipment and systems. And we do offer an array of benefits with that. So now, let's talk a little bit about the history of skincare. So we know that skincare has been around for quite a while, and it's not just in the recent years that we have had the millennial influence into advanced skincare. So skincare has come back through since the Egyptians, since the Greek, since the Roman times. So if we look back thousands of years, we can see that, for example, the ancient Egyptians, they were one of the first ones to develop advanced skin, and Cleopatra herself bathing in milk and using natural acids, to keep her beauty at bay, has hypnotized millions across the globe. And it's basically all about their care, the beauty, the body care. In ancient Greece, for example, Greek athletes, they took olive baths, for example. Women as well as men, they moisturize their bodies with honey and olive oil to improve skin health and their appearance. Back to the ancient Romans, hair removal, for example, was commonly used not only for women, but also between men. Romans developed new methods of shaving, for example, and beauty for them was strictly related to skin cleanness. So, how does a visual consultation, a wood lamp analysis, as well as utilizing a skin analyzer, can actually bring benefits to your business? So I'm going to break it down into small bits, basically, and we will be able to see that to the best benefits. So when we look at, for example, a visual consultation, actually a wood lamp. So a wood lamp, what is a wood lamp? So a wood lamp is an examination tool that is used on the skin or on the hair, and it's basically used to examine the exposed skin with using a black light, which is emitted by this wood lamp. So it is invisible to the naked eye because it utilizes ultraviolet spectrum. So this wavelength is shorter than the color violet, and the lamp will glow violet in a dark environment because it also emits light in the violet part of the electromagnetic spectrum. So a wood lamp is used to identify the extent of pigmented or depigmented patches and also detects fluorescence. Normal, healthy skin is slightly blue, but shows white spots where there is a little bit of thickened skin, yellow where it's oily, and purple spots where it's dehydrated. Maria, I'm sure that you being an avid user of a wood lamp, you can concur that it is a great tool that is used for those clients that do not have the financial availability to currently invest into a skin analysis system, right?
100%. I use my Woods lamp in all my skin analysis as a great starting tool, and it's a very visual aid for the clients.
Yeah.
I know what's going on. I can see what's going on without the Woods lamp. That's years of expertise and experience, but the clients don't. So it's a big
Yes.
wake-up call often for them. And as a small clinic, I don't have the space necessarily for anything bigger. So the Woods lamp really works for me. But there are bigger and better things out there, which I'm sure you'll tell us about.
Fabulous. Thank you for that. So when we actually talk about a skin analyzer, so a skin analyzer is going to allow you to do so many different things. So I have broken it down as a skin analyzer helper, as an aiding tool, so that it can make a little bit more sense to all those that are not yet very well informed. They may have seen different devices, and I just want to really make it easy for everyone to understand. So with a skin analyzer, so there are certain aspects that we need to look into when we are talking about a skin analyzer. So what is the reason that we bring a client in to have a visual consultation or a consultation or utilizing a skin analysis to see what really is going on with their skin? So on a consultation, it means that we can correctly identify what exactly is going on with the skin. As Maria said, some of us can literally look at someone's skin and identify, yes, tick, tick, tick. Others need some additional reconfirmation or confirmation from a tool. So it means that we can correctly identify what skin type, what products are going to be the most suitable for this client. And by providing a thorough skin analysis, we can examine different aspects. So you can talk about skin tones, sunspots, wrinkles, pores, acne spots, scarring. And by having such a close look intensively into the skin, we can avoid guesswork. We're able to offer that professional advice that people are looking for. Because skin mirrors the internal health of our bodies, for example, breakouts in specific areas can give an insight into what's causing them. If we go back to, for example, the traditional Chinese face mapping, where you can identify problems in different areas, and we can identify digestive issues, we can identify why someone is having a specific reaction within the skin. So examples: spots in the chin can be caused by stress, a bad diet. It can also be for ladies, time of the month. It can also, a breakout on the forehead can indicate that people are not hydrated enough. They need to top up their water intake. They need to eat healthier. They need to improve the bladder function, which is eliminating all the toxins of the body. So when we do a skin analysis on a client, we obviously do an actual form, a consultation, so that we effectively are going through any history of products that they are using at home. Saying that, some clients are not actually honest, and they don't tell you that they are mixing this product with another product, and that may create reactions. But by asking this open questions to the clients, we can actually inspire them to improve diet. We can inspire them to address issues such as hormonal issues, as well as people that don't use SPF or they work outdoors. Maybe the working environment with sitting underneath a central heater, for example, or an aircon unit. Overall, we have to think that this is the now, and our clients are coming to us, and we need to place them onto a moving forward. So moving forward, it's more than just having a one treatment. Yes, some clients can get that instant gratification by having a monthly pamper, or every 3 months, or every 6 months, or even every year. But correct home care products, making sure that the client is taking responsibility. Again, I will repeat, I myself, when I'm treating clients, I visually tell them, I now give you 50% of the responsibility of this journey, because I might not see that client for another 30 days. So what are they doing at home that is complementing what advice I am providing them? If I am doing a skin analyzing for them, and I'm showing them different spectrums of what is happening within their skin, but they are simply ignoring all that, and 30 days later, they're coming back to me saying, oh, I don't see any difference. I've been using the product and I'm normally a little bit harsh. Some people may consider. I ask them to bring the products with them. And for the clients that I sometimes gift an SPF because they never used an SPF before. And if sometimes it has happened, the SPF is still sealed. Oh, yes, I have been using it every day. And I open it up and the seal is still there. That's a confirmation for me that they did not take advantage of what it was gifted to them. So I showed them through the skin analyzer what has happened to their skin, and you can do befores and after. So you can do yesterday or last month or 3 months ago versus today. And coming to have one treatment is not going to really be enough. So we need to kind of target it towards that journey. We need to build that client's journey so that they can see, okay, so we want to improve, for example, dehydration. What is the main cause of that dehydration? Is it hydration? Is it skincare? Is it something else? So each month the skin is going to change. So as seasons change, for example, skin also changes, develops, gets better. Sometimes there is an aggressor that comes through and it kind of undoes a little bit of the work that has been done as a progress. And obviously, you can always inspire your clients, and obviously the consultation is going to be a thorough analysis so that the client has a confirmation of the journey. Do we happen to have any questions, Maria?
I'm just checking through now, Nuno. Great advice so far, though. It really is a visual tool, isn't it? And I think that's how people have to perceive it. You know, it actually makes your job easier in explaining to the client. And I actually think it really helps with upsell as well. It's getting them on board with what you're actually saying to them. Not as yet, Nuno, but maybe people are just waiting to see as you go further.
Okay, well, let's keep going then. So with the skin analyzer, I'm going to show you a little bit on my actual, it's going to be my face, it's going to be my skin, and it's just going to be a little visual into what sort of things we can look at when we're looking at a skin analysis. So I'm just going to bring in my camera. So this is my skin, and this is actually a report that was done back in August 2021. And I'm just going to pick an actual one. So we can see, for example, with the skin analysis, we can go through pore size, we can go through spots, and you can zoom in, so it is a completely user-friendly, and you can actually go and determine what exactly is happening in that area. We can also go through different wrinkles and the depth of the wrinkles. We can look at texture. We can also look at UV porphyrin. We can look at UV pigmentation. We can look at moisture. And although it's not very visible to the naked eye, sometimes we need that extra information. I do have extremely sensitized skin. So we can see here that there are certain areas. And if we really zoom in, we can see that there are some areas that will show in red, others are going to show in yellow. So you can actually treat those areas with the correct product effectively. Okay. Something else that we show on the skin analyzer would be the brown spots. We can also show UV damage. I prefer not to comment. I did live in the Middle East for many years. I was an avid sun bather and sun worshipper through my teens, because living in the islands in summer, there was competition in regards to who gets the best tan. We also look at the prospects within the next 3 to 5 years, how the skin is going to age if we do absolutely nothing to the skin. And also, if we provide the correct skincare, if we provide the correct treatment plans for our clients, how the skin can actually become. Okay. Just going to move this one out of the way for a second, and let's continue with the presentation. So when we go into a visual consultation, so just to reiterate all the information that I have shared with you, we're going to take our clients through to the treatment room. And what are we going to be looking for? So we need to look and feel the skin. So this step allows you again to visualize any concerns, for example, pigmentation, rosacea, oil flow, dehydration, congestion, dryness, and many other factors. So the feel of the skin can be a huge concern to the client. Maybe they don't like the texture of their skin. Maybe they are using products that have been recommended, but they are not working. So what has worked 3 months ago maybe is not going to be working today, because the skin needs to also have that challenge. So we have desquamated our skin through a few cycles. Now we need to see, okay, so have we treated the concern that we were treating 3 months ago or 6 months ago? What can we do now to correct something else? And we can use the magnifying lamp for us to see a real close-up of what is happening. We can again use a wood lamp or the skin analyzer to see pore size, blackheads, texture, and many other concerns clients may not have pointed out. So what lies beneath and why skin analysis is so good? So as I've shown you through the various pictures on the skin analysis tool, we can see pore size. So this is going to be a representation, for example, of the current bigger pores on the skin surface, which are over a diameter of 0.2 or 0.5 millimeters. So the spot indicator of the analysis report that you would get from the skin analyzer is going to represent which color is darker than the normal skin color. Is there any round or irregular round shapes? The RGB wrinkles are going to represent the current wrinkle condition. So in red, you're going to see the more deeper wrinkles. In green, it's going to be a little bit smoother, but not completely flat. So the higher the percentage that you get from the response on the tool is going to show the actual wrinkle condition. So in regards to texture, the representation of skin texture. So it's going to be like a predicament of the future wrinkles trends. UV porphyrin represents the current dermis layer. So we actually are going to be going deeper. It's no longer to do with the surface of the skin. So we're going to be representing the dermal layer. There is any grease secretion? Is there any blackheads distribution that is being caused by this over secretion? Is it going to be an actual pigmentation, which is represented through the scanning of the UV pigmentation section? It's going to be also addressed at the dermal layer. So it is also a representation that is preventing possible surfacing of the spot. So maybe the actual damage is inside, but it's still not showing on the surface of the skin. Because as we know, melanocytes create pigment. Sometimes the pigment is deeper within the skin and it's not a visual pigment. So as the skin is desquamating, is obviously going to resurface. Okay, and also the UV pigmentation is going to be showing you the serious areas that are appearing. So obviously the darker, the worse. On the UV moisture spectrum, it's going to be representing the moisture status within the dermis. Maybe our skin is very well hydrated from the outside, but is the actual product that the client is using is being effective to actually treat and to feed the correct vitamins, nutrients to that dermal layer? So in regards to the sensitivity area spectrum, it's going to be representing the allergies, the use of cosmetics with heavy metals. Maybe it's going to be showing broken capillary growth. It's going to be showing you what exactly is the sensitivity level of that skin. Maybe the client used a retinoid that they're becoming allergic to, or the skin is, the product is too aggressive for the skin. Maybe they are using a combination of different acids because they saw a trend on TikTok, they saw a trend on Instagram, and they just went ahead and purchased the product, and the product is reacting on their skin. The brown area spectrum is going to represent everything to do with the skin metabolism. Okay, maybe this client or another client has had laser treatment and it's going to show on that area. So you'll be able to track their progress as the skin is healing, as well as you will be able to see through the spectrum of UV damage, the deeper within the skin. So is it to do with long-term sun exposure, maybe no SPF usage, sunburns can cause UV damage, as well as sunbeds? So the skin aging and the skin beautifying are two separate spectrums offered in this device. For example, other devices are not so in-depth, but it represents the prediction of the skin status in the next 3 to 5 years of the skin aging. If they do absolutely nothing, if they don't listen to the professional recommendations, as well as the skin beautifying is the treatments that are recommended into the skin analysis, that they have accepted that progress of that journey by the skin professional. So how does the Zemits skin analyzer support the quality of the services and support the client growth? Okay, so with this device, we are able to provide an analysis report. Okay, so on the analysis report, it's going to be allowing you to do suggestions, both of treatments, both of product recommendations. Unfortunately, I can't show that to you today on our device because I had a technical problem and all the information got deleted, but at a later stage, I'm happy to show that to you. So it's going to show you a comprehensive skin test result, the prediction of skin aging, the evaluation, the charts that show the skin conditions compared with the same age group of people. The skincare suggestion, it automatically will provide that default analysis from the system. It can be modified and tailored to use with the actual situation of the client and to provide that reasonable treatment that is acceptable. Sometimes clients have different demographics and different price points, so maybe it's going to be a longer journey for that client, but we can still effectively treat that client through the different conditions. The product suggestion section on the device allows you to provide according to the client's skin condition. So it will provide product recommendations. So in that stage, you can add, delete product according to the client's concern. So if you have dehydration, you can add all the skincare that you use for treatment of dehydration. If it's to do with rosacea or sensitive skin or broken capillaries, you'll be able to really target that. So according to the report, or even for wrinkle depth, it may recommend you to have a specific treatment to treat that condition so that the client can see an improvement, as well as it will recommend the products that you use in clinic to actually allow you to retail more. Okay. The comparison analysis, you can show visually to your clients how the skin was versus what it is today. What does this mean? So it means that you can further, again, reassure the progress that has been made from the start of the skin journey. Okay? That is the end of my presentation for today. I hope that it wasn't too much information. I hope that you have all enjoyed. And I am open to any questions that anyone can have, as well as yourself, Maria. I'm always learning from you professionals with more experience than myself. So I love to learn.
We do want to, now you've turned off the presentation, people could only see the small square of you actually looking through the analyzer.
So I can do that.
Can we do that again now?
Of course, yes. I apologize because I didn't realize the screen was so tiny. So let's do a little visual. Is this clear?
It is to me. Let me ask our audience. There we go. I'm sure it is. So I can see you very clearly. I'm sure it's much better than it was before. So that's obviously the clear image.
Well, thank you for pointing that out. So as I explained earlier, so for example, I have picked, actually, I'm going to do the worst one, and then I'm going to do a little analysis compare. Oh, are you still here, Maria?
Yes, I am.
Yeah, okay. Sorry, I just saw the screen disappearing.
I was trying to make it even bigger for everybody.
Fabulous. So for example, I have done, this is a skin analysis that I have done back in 2020. This is in October. And the spectrum, it goes by different scanning. So the system allows you to actually zoom in and you will be able to see, I don't know if it's very visible, but there are some red dot areas and some purple areas. So you'll be able to see, you'll be able to see exactly what you can treat today. So the red ones are the ones that are going to be the most needed. So the ones that are attention seekers. So we have pore size. So the pore size is going to be, as I explained on the presentation, versus a standard pore size of 0.02 mil to 0.05 mil. Then we have our spots. So our spots can be anything from wrinkles to damage to anything. And as we can see here, we can see some areas in green and some areas in red. I know this is sun damage. For example, if I was to put both of them next to each other, the UV damage and the spot, you will see that is exactly the internal sun damage that I am experiencing. Yeah, nothing happens as a miracle. You expose yourself for years into the sun, and this is what happens.
Absolutely. The damage has been done a long time before.
Indeed. Well, since my youth, actually.
All of us,
So,
all of us.
So in regards to wrinkles, so we can actually see, for example, if I'm to zoom in, we can see the depth of the wrinkles and how the wrinkles are forming. Maybe superficially you would look at the skin and you will not see it, but when you look at a report like this, you can really come into fruition. So we can see, okay, I did not shave this day, but we can see my nasolabial fold wrinkles are becoming deeper. I do have some shaving scarring from slashing my skin off with a blade, a little bit of lines under my eyes, etc. And then we can look at the texture. This is on a dermal layer, so we can see that there is something going on underneath. So the current report says it's poor. Okay.
Yep.
20.7% of my dermal layer back in 2020 was actually irritated. There was lack of moisture. There was actually so much going on. If we compare this one, for example, with my moisture levels, you will see that it actually relates very much to it. We can also see the UV damage and the UV porphyrin. So this is going to be some spots. I'm going to zoom in onto my areas of concern. So I can see there are some areas there in red, others are in purple. When I look at pigmentation within the same area, if you remember the spots from before, we can see the red dark ones are the ones that have the most damage. So everything that was exposed is going to be actually showing through. So you can physically show to your clients, this is what you've been doing to your skin. When we look at sensitive areas, so we can see some areas are really red and areas are in yellow circled. This means are the ones that are seeking the most and harsher dramatic transformation and needs. The greener areas can be addressed at a later stage, but overall, we can actually recommend to this client that they do need to have a little bit more of dedicated skincare to address this redness. When we look at the UV damage, I am not going to zoom in on this one. I hope it's quite visible. And we can
We're all
also,
human, Nuno.
yes. And when we look at skin aging, so this is what my skin can look like. I'm going to zoom in because I really want you to see, because superficially you can't really see, but we can see that if I have no attention to detail, all these broken capillaries, all the sensitized areas, and the actual dark circles around my eyes. So if I take no attention to detail at all, but if I compare this, I'm actually going to leave this eye zoomed in so we can show you the other. If we actually go and follow the therapist's recommendation or the skin professional recommendation, there is no redness anymore in this area. We can see there is a lighter skin tone under that eye area. The actual spots and irritation are diminished. So, and when we actually check the full report, for example, system is loading, we can see, for example, what is the actual issue. So in this case, my actual concern is relating, I'm going to leave it in. So from 0 to 100, we can see that the graphic is showing here that spots, wrinkles, texture are one of the key high indicators on the issues that I had on my skin. And also the sensitive areas and the brown areas and the UV damage areas are the ones that are going to be doing the job. So the overall skin health and age back in 2020 was 53, and I'm only in my early 40s. Underneath, you would have, I apologize, I don't know what happened with the system. You would have your product recommendations underneath, as well as your treatment recommendations. So you can actually go, prior to actually starting a treatment, you can already inspire the client to say, look, in order to address that concern, we will need to use a specific target product, okay? Also, we can do, for example, let's do a comparison between 2020. I'm going to highlight that one. And let's do another one a year later. I believe I have. Okay, no, sorry. So if I'm going to do an analysis compare a year later, and I'm going to compare both of them, you can either do them side to side, or you can do them up and down. And if I do the compare report, in blue, you are going to have what it is today. So there is an improvement on the graphic, but we are still outside of the ideal parameters. So we are closer, for example, on wrinkles. We are closer on the treating the sensitivity of the skin, on the UV damage, etc., etc. You can save it to an SD card, or if you upload this into your actual system, you can connect it to the cloud device, and you can check and upload this and send these reports to clients so that they have information to go back to.
Fascinating. They do more than even I thought they could do. So we have had a few questions.
Amazing.
How long would you actually spend doing this kind of analysis? Obviously, with a Woods lamp, I work it with the questions, and I'm testing and touching the skin. How long would this kind of analysis take?
So I'm going to give you my perspective. Other professionals may require an additional one. I actually book my clients in for a skin consultation prior for me to doing anything to their skin.
Same.
Why is that important? It allows you to create the vision plan in your client's mind. It allows them to cater for budget because, for example, I had a client, every single time she came for an appointment, she used to come in with a massive Starbucks extra king size shake with so much cream and so many syrups, and she suffered horribly from acne. And I told her, how many of those do you drink a day? And she was like, about 3 or 4. And she was complaining she couldn't afford one key product to take home to start her skin journey. So I asked her, how much do you spend on a daily basis on your Starbucks drinks? Yeah, and she told me, well, each drink is about £5-6. So 6 times 4, 24. I told her, if you commit to me to having one and you save the other 3 for a treat, you will have the money to invest into your skincare. The product is going to last you for about 2 to 3 months. You will be able to start seeing results as the skin is healing. So this is one way for me to actually do that approach so that mentally the client takes that responsibility immediately.
Absolutely. Well, you can set the ground rules. You understand how they operate with their skin at home. You get an understanding of, the products that they're using already, their lifestyle, and then you can tailor accordingly. And hopefully you build that rapport at the same time and the trust as well.
Exactly. So, I do know some professionals, and this is speaking from Zemits experience, our clients, they say, oh, but people come to me for a consultation and then they go and have a treatment somewhere else. Doesn't matter who is the expert. I guarantee you that after they've gone for a treatment somewhere else, they will come back to you to say, well, actually, they did not do what they said they were going to do. And what does that give you? An instant confirmation that you are the expert.
Absolutely, 100%. You have to stay in your lane, do what you do, stay true to yourself.
Exactly.
And people will value that. Once they've experienced a bad service, they will value the good service and come back. So do you actually charge for doing a skin analysis?
Of course.
Yeah.
Some people say, oh, I don't, it's my working time.
Absolutely. So if you're charging, you don't have to tell us how much. Obviously, that's all relative to the individual.
Demographics is something that professionals need to study.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. So going back to the time frame that it takes in your consultation, is this a part of it? How long are you spending on a consultation?
Because I'm going to be spending 2 minutes scanning my client's skin, I may take a little bit longer to explain to them. So if I'm going to go through the 4, 8, 9, 10, 11 different spectrums, I'm going to give myself a good 45 minutes, 30 minutes to 45 minutes. I can't do it in less time, because if I'm going to be explaining skincare, the benefits, active ingredients, if I'm going to be explaining to them how we're going to plan this journey, a client is going to be too overwhelmed with information at that stage, but at the same time, they can visualize how it's going to happen, by when it's going to happen, and they have that ownership of choosing and electing what is suitable.
Absolutely. And the whole process, you want them to understand what they're embarking on, what their skin is suffering from, because what was thought their perception of that was might be very different to the reality. I know from my point of view, people will come in and say, I want to deal with my aging, my wrinkles, and then they've got totally dehydrated skin, the skin health is appalling, and it's like I have to, as a therapist, prioritize, but I need to explain to them the why. And that all takes time, as you say. So the $1 million question, what sort of price points are these machines? Now, a wood lamp falls around the sort of £80 mark, but when we're coming into analyzers, what sort of price point are we talking?
Well, as a key benefit to the skin professionals that are part of this group, I am very thrilled to say that we are offering 20% off on the skin analyzer. It is a limited time offer, so you have until the end of this week to ask us any questions. I will be popping in a little share screen with our contact details, but this device is rounding around the £4,000 mark.
Okay. And do they get, what support and training would they get for the machine?
So with Zemits, we offer you a 2 years warranty. So it gives you complete peace of mind, obviously, without taking into account the misuse, all those fine print details that come with your warranty terms and conditions, which needs to be adhered to. We do offer an online training portal. We do offer as well virtual one-to-one guidance, support, questions and answers, post the online training tool, as well as we do offer in-clinic face-to-face days where we can actually inspire a professional to utilize the device to their most advantages.
Brilliant. Yes, because the last thing you'd want to do is have it sit in the corner and not be used at all, when it can be such a useful tool. Absolutely.
Indeed.
So is there anything specialist that people need to know to take one of these on board? I know you give the training, but is there anything else they need to know?
So in regards to that question, sorry for laughing, it is a question that I get quite often as well. One of the key important details is the device is a tool.
Yes.
But is imperative. And I say imperative not in a condescending way, but it is extremely important that we understand the basics of our anatomy and physiology. If, for example, you want to reconstruct a client's face by utilizing microcurrents, you need to know where the muscles are, where the muscle begins, where the muscle ends. Because if you just using a machine for using, or for example, I have a very good example with radio frequency. A client elected one of their friends to do a radio frequency treatment. And after 6 treatments, she came back to me and said, look, this is the before, after, this is the after photograph after 6 treatments. When I looked at the before photograph, I asked her, were there no warning bells going over you when you looked at your friend's skin? Yes, there was. She has a lot of spots. I was like, well, to me, it screamed sunbed. So glycation, the whole sagging, you know, radio frequency is not going to do a miracle.
Nope.
Okay. If the skin is not prepared, if you're not feeding the skin to reconstruct from within, there is nothing that superficially you will be able to do that is going to make that miracle come through. Okay.
Absolutely.
So these are small things, and with a tool like this, you can actually, a client can come, and I've had those examples of people coming for virtual demonstrations, face-to-face demonstrations of the device, wearing a thick layer of makeup. I was like, how is it going to go through my skin? It's like, well, the cameras actually work from the inside out. And when I told her, oh my gosh, you are a sun worshiper, and she goes like, I do sit in my back garden without protection. Enough said. And she was a skin professional.
Scary, isn't it?
Yeah, but these are the
fine
details. Yeah, but those are fine details, and automatically, like, it's been a good 10 months that she's had the device. She said, I've tracked my progress. I'm wearing SPF 50, 365 days a year, 2 fingers length, you know, all over the face, neck, décolletage, back of my hands, arms, and everything. And I can really see the difference now. It's like, yes, yes, yes. This is so important. It's almost like
a competition with yourself when you've got a visual to match it to, isn't it?
Indeed.
That's great. She's become educated, if you like, which is great. And obviously the Gizmo has helped them do that. We've had another question about finance options.
Yes, so Zemits does offer in-house finance at 0%. Running through the terms and conditions, for example, is so the 20% offer is for the outright purchases, but I will extend a 15% to financing. So 0% finance works a very basic like this. You pay a 45% deposit. You still have 30 days to do your training, to ask me any questions or my coordinator, and then your first payment starts happening over a course of 12 months. So it allows you to do the investment without having that burdens to say, oh my gosh, I have to fork out this amount of money. If you would like to do it in a completely different way, we do also offer a partner, which is a financial company, that will do a basic credit check and is going to finance that. If you want to do it in 12, 24, 36 months, but you will be dealing directly with a financial company. They will ask you to fill out some details. If you are interested, the information is all available on our website. And if you fill out the actual form, we will be able to send you all the information and to guide you through the actual process.
Lovely. That's brilliant. Very generous offer. Now, I'm going to finish with a warning one, if you like, a question. If people were to be buying an analyzer from a reputable or non-reputable large internet shop, what would you recommend that people look out for? What are the warning signs if they're buying one of these machines? Because obviously, like everything, not all machines are created equal.
Yeah, so for example, this device has been copied, for example. It is available on a very famous
We're on the same wavelength.
A very famous website. Where people have been actually coming to because they can buy directly from the factory. It's not the factory that has produced this device. This is our device. It's been made for us. On the actual training manual, you will see the actual layers of the components. And buying from us gives you that peace of mind. it gives you the support, it gives you the technical specifications, it gives you access to me as an educator, it gives you access to everything that Zemits worldwide offers. So I have been a victim myself of looking at shiny things, and this goes into the past. And I have purchased from one of those websites, and I received absolutely nothing. I received a video that has been recorded in a local language. I couldn't decipher what they were saying, and I received a basic manual that gave me absolutely no information whatsoever, and I was stuck with the machine. I left it in the corner until I found somebody else that actually was a little bit more savvy than I was, and this goes back a good few years, and said, actually, if you don't have the knowledge of technology, there is no point to actually have a machine. So you don't need to understand what is happening inside. All you need to understand is how it operates and what you can see or what you can do with it.
It's the interpretation, isn't it? Absolutely.
Yes.
So I think the overall message there is buy cheap, buy twice.
Well, I didn't want to be rude and say that, but thank you for for saying that.
No, I think we're seeing it a lot in this industry, aren't we? So I think buyer beware, really. And if it seems too good to be true, it probably is too good to be true.
Yes. I'm just going to share with you how you can actually get in contact with us. Oh, it's not working now.
Wonderful.
Here we go. So we are available through zemits.co.uk. Our website is www.zemits.co.uk/shop. You can see all the different products that we offer. For any order inquiries, you can email that through orders@zemits.co.uk. If you want to reach my department, it's support@zemits.co.uk. And we have a Facebook and Instagram, and I also have my educational Instagram, which is nunogoij.zemits. And we are always here to help you, guide you, and support you. For those who did not or cannot read, possibly from the presentation, our general office number is 0204 532 5922.
That's absolutely fabulous. Thank you. And of course, you're in the group, Nuno, aren't you? If people want to reach out and ask questions.
If people want to reach out, I do apologize to all those that have messaged me recently and I have not been able to respond. I was away on a business trip looking at new prospects, new tools. So, and also obviously receiving training from our medical doctor at Zemits as well. She traveled all the way down. So I was a little bit busy with that, but I am back and I will respond to all the messages accordingly.
Brilliant. Well, we're going to love you and leave you now, Nuno. I want to say thank you ever so much.
Thank you for hosting.
UK for sparing us this evening. And it was really, really interesting. We've all learnt a lot. And we will see if any more questions come to light and we'll respond to them. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. It was an honor to be part of this webinar. I really appreciate your support.
Thank you,
Thank you, Skin Professionals UK.
Thank you.